I'm here to start the libation and to give praise to our ancestors, and especially in this occasion, those ancestors from Haiti who have made such contributions, not only to the country of Haiti, but also to the world. We especially, many of us here from New Orleans, are especially attuned to those contributions, since the Louisiana Purchase would not have happened without the Haitian Revolution. And many people do not know that in 1809, the Haitian migration doubled the population of the city of New Orleans. If you look at our cemeteries, if you look at our housing, if you study our foods and our music, you will see the Haitian ancestors. So let us all rise and give praise and honor to those. May we always remember those who have gone before us. Why don't you repeat after me? May we always remember those who have gone before us. May we be inspired by their vision and valor.
May we be inspired by their vision and valor.
May their lives continuously remind us.
May their lives continuously remind us
that service is more important than success.
that service is more important than success.
That people are more important than possessions.
That people are more important than possessions.
That principle is more important than power.
That principle is more important than power.
May whatever we do be shaped and molded
May whatever we do be shaped and molded
by honesty, by competence, and commitment. May our children and our children's children carry forth with pride the nobility of our history and tradition. And to the Creator of us all, we dedicate our lives to make this world better and more beautiful. Ashe.
We've been joined by one of the great leaders in Black America today, leading one of the great denominations in Black America today. A denomination which has in its name the word progressive because it came out of the struggle of Martin Luther King to have a sense of the social gospel be a part of the ministry of black churches in this country. And they have always, since that time, been at the forefront of critical struggles, not only in this country, but throughout the world. We are deeply honored that the president of the Progressive National Baptist Convention has joined us for the rest of this journey and will be playing a role as we move forward to the conclusion of this historic pilgrimage. Would you please welcome to the invocation the Reverend Dr. Major Jemison.
Let us bow our heads together. Gracious God, our Father, we thank you for this day and for the privilege that is ours and for the heritage that we share and for those mothers and fathers who laid the foundation for where we are at this present time. We gather under the auspices of your power, and we ask now that as we come together to do that which is pleasing in your sight, that you would always keep fresh on our minds the importance of helping others and lifting up those who are the least, the last, the lost, and the left out. We thank you for the bridge that we stand on. And we pray now that as we come together, that the words of our mouths and the meditations of our heart would be acceptable in thy sight. O Lord, we pray. Amen.
Amen.
And now we are prepared to begin this powerful program this evening in relationship to a discussion about Haiti and then a dramatic series of presentations that will follow. Some of you by now have heard his voice in the conversations, his eloquence, his poetic way of speaking, if you will. But more than his poetry and more than the resonance of his voice is a passion for Haiti, born of experience, born of dedication, born of years and years of struggle. He joins us this evening to bring that passion, to bring that insight, to bring a sense of a grasp of this great event, one which I have called one of the greatest events in human history, the Haitian Revolution. And to tell us not only about that revolution, but what has transpired and why it is that Haiti is where it is today and what our mission is moving forward. He is someone that I first heard as I was on a panel at the University of Pennsylvania a few years ago, and I knew immediately that this was an extraordinary human being who had extraordinary gifts and talent and commitment, and I've followed him ever since. He has most recently been the Director of Culture and Education for the Haitian National Television. He's now with us here in this country. He is writing, he is about to put together a book, which we hope will be not only published, but widely circulated. We're going to be bringing him on tours across the country and city after city to share with you his ideas and his sense of what Haitian history has been about, not only for Haiti, but for all of us. Would you please welcome Jean-Claude Martineau.
Just letting Ron know right now.
We have to just pause for a minute because I see that we are about to have the arrival of Catherine Reynolds. So can we just be creative a minute and just sort of, at least welcome her when she comes in, because she's been waiting for a period of time. So pardon the interruption, as we say, but let's give her a proper welcome. I wouldn't want her to just come in and not acknowledge her. So she will be here momentarily. And we're going to allow her to speak. She may have to leave because I understand that the motion is beginning to bother her.
Peggy, do you hear me?
So let's innovate, do a little Kumba, if you will.
Peggy, do you hear us?
Glendine, I have Peggy's walkie-talkie with you.
Do you know where she is?
No, I know she's down front somewhere. She may be backstage. As soon as I see her, I'm going to give her the walkie-talkie.
Our beloved Catherine Dunham.
And I thank you for coming here today. You know, I've started this thing with my years, and I've learned to care for them, appreciate them. I made my statement about being 100. I think that's a great time to stop and celebrate. And now, the other day I said it's not enough. I simply cannot finish what I've started. And I think that that is the problem that most of us have, and we do not realize it. Why are we uncomfortable and this, that, and the other? It's because we have not finished what we started. And the problem is, we don't know what we started. And that's one of the things that I would like to say to you today. Stop and figure out what it is that you have begun in this world that you have not finished. And that's what bothers you. I don't think there's a person in this whole congregation who isn't just a little bit bothered by something. And you stop and think it over and say, what is it, what's troubling you, what is it? It is because we have not carried on what we started. We haven't gone ahead with it at all. So let's try and stop and think, what is it we have to do with our children, or our lives, or our families' lives, or something. I think that's only a part of us. The main thing is deep down within us, we began something a long time ago. Once in a while, we would throw it a bone, give it a little piece of, candy, a gold coin, and then go on another 10, 15, 20 years without thinking about it. What is it? We don't know. So, do this to begin with. Right this very minute. We will take 10 seconds for you to think. Just one, not the 100, just one of the things that you began in life and didn't finish. You don't have to finish it. You just go on with it. Is there anyone in this room who can say that he or she has not started something and not finished? If so, raise your hand. Good. Only one. Oh, lady. Stand up. Have you changed your mind? Stand up. Tell me the thing that you began in life and that you finished. Will you? Come on.
Never finish. As long as you.
All right. Come over by me and tell me.
You never finish. As long as you have
Never
to keep
finish.
going.
You have to keep going. That's what I mean. That's what we're talking the same language, In other words, you did begin something and you never finished it. I'm so glad. Because that gives you reason to go on today and tomorrow and the next day. Thank you, lady. Thank you. So that is ahead of us. Look at those things that you've begun in life. And that some of them you've done nothing about. You just put them on a shelf and forgot them. And I think I just like that more than I'd say saying, promising yourself tomorrow I will do this. Need such a promise. But what about this thing of beginning it, putting it on a shelf, and forgetting It's such a wonderful thing to achieve. It's a wonderful thing to get something done. Now, it can be anything, your church, your school, with your children. And what troubles me, I will tell you one of the things that troubles me today, more than anything else at the moment. I listen to a lot of television. I look at it because I'm in a wheelchair or stretched out in bed or something like that. And I look at a lot of stuff, maybe more than I should, because sometimes it makes me unhappy. Something that troubles me in today's society, now I could say black society, and I mean that, accepting that it stretches far beyond that. I want to talk to you now today about the black part of it. And that is the separation between fathers and sons. I had not realized until a few days ago, it was brought to my attention, I don't know, somehow. And I said to myself, for God's sake, this is so true. I thought of my own family, in which my father, my brother, were reasonable friends, but not really. What is happening today is that the young men are asked to tag along. They're cared for, they're loved. But look at it closely and carefully. Most of them are tagging along. The sisters get far much more attention because their mothers identify more closely with them. But these young men are not getting their share of family life. Now, one of the reasons why is that the fathers are off someplace. Oh, someone said to me today in jail or this or that. That's part of it. Our fathers have been very negligent about their own lives, not giving themselves time to be with their children, with their sons. I say sons because they should identify with them. At a certain age, they need to. At a certain age, the son needs you and you need the son if you're a man. Men and women are essentially so different. We try to say, I mean, women put on some slacks, and I think most women, frankly, look better in slacks. Put on some slacks and go out and say, I can do a man's job. Well, just because you have the muscles to do it, and you can wear the slacks and do it, doesn't mean that you're really doing it. The man, in the meanwhile, what's happened to him? His girlfriend, unfortunately, I say this more than wife, because it's true, statistically. So he had a girlfriend over one day say, we have a little boy. And he'll say, oh, fine, good, great, I want to see him. You look at him, you'll hold him in his arms in the hospital. And he'll go home with him and he'll kind of help. And he'll kind of wash out one diaper and he'll fix one formula. And little by little, the father has less and less to do with the baby. Now, it isn't only with the boy baby, it's the girl babies too. But we're talking today about the boy babies who grow up into young men, get to be 3 and 4. And where is the father? I don't know. times she will not. Statistically, much of the time she does not know where the father of her child is. This is very hard on a woman. But you know what women have done, and I don't like this at all. Women have decided, well, you know, he's gone, that's that. And they can take another man into their lives, or they can just go on trying to be the man of the family themselves, or they can be this one parent family with a child. The girls, to a degree, have it to some degree easier. Grandmothers and the aunts and so forth are more apt to be concerned about little girls than they are about little boys. Somehow little boys are supposed to make it. They do. We see the results of this in the prisons today. I am sorry to remind you, I'm sorry to impress upon you that I am speaking statistically. It is very true that many of the fathers, now let me see, how did they get into prison? Well, they did some foolish robberies. Foolishly, they were caught lying about this or caught in that. Some of them had really good jobs, or some handled them well and some didn't. But the main thing is a large part of our prison population is made up of fathers who have lost sight of their sons. And in this way, the sons have also lost sight of their fathers. It is not good. We talk about destroying the family. We put the blame on the mother who has a playground, or we this, that. No, that isn't. A family, if you look at some squirrels or chipmunks or, I don't know, you name it, anything, they have a two-parent family up to a certain age. But we are beginning to think more in terms of a one-parent family, and this is no good. I want a movement which I'm perfectly willing to help with in any way that I can. I want to find the fathers of these young men. When at school somebody says, you know, I don't care what color it is, somebody says, I'm going to a football game with my daddy. All right. They don't have a daddy to go to a football game with because they don't really know who their daddy is. So I want to bring fathers and sons together. I am not forgetting about the girls at all, but the girls have a better chance of making it. There's more odds and ends that they can do. They can keep house for somebody. They can wash and iron and cook themselves. This, that, and the other. Let's stay with our subject of fathers and sons. I would like to have an organization which thought in terms of this young man in school, in high school, will say, I'm going with my father to so-and-so. I'm talking about the late kid. somebody will say, you going with your father to the ball game. This black child doesn't even know where his father is. More than that, he doesn't even know who his father is. We have to do something about it. I want this organization that I am willing to sponsor in every way possible today to help find fathers who have not acknowledged their boy children. To help young boys who have no idea who their father is, to find the father and bring them together. It takes work and it takes devotion and it takes money. I would like to help you with all of that if you will help me to do this. Do you feel that this is a worthy cause? Well, I have 1 minute more. In that 1 minute, let me say this to you. I will leave you today. The people who organize today will be my staff. I'm not asking them, I'm telling them. To organize a unit that will spend the time, they will be paid a salary. A unit that will spend its time locating the fathers of young men who do not know if they have a father, if so, where is he? Bringing them together, helping them find a way of life together. The mothers now have to come in. You mothers who have had children, and you don't know where the father of that child is, I'm holding you responsible. You get them there and volunteer and help look and help find. You don't have to love or hate this man, but you have to respect him as the father of your son. My time with you is up, but it's never up, really. Here's a young lady I haven't seen for years and years and years, and she's going to step right into my place. How you are? Good. She's going to step right into my place, take over, and help you organize this. A year from now, how wonderful to see happy fathers, maybe looking a little guilty or something. Happy fathers and sons able to say to somebody at school, my daddy said to me so and so. Thank you very much.
Okay, we have a very special presentation for our queen, presented by Yetta Roy. Another round of applause. We say in our culture we have respect for our elders, so that means we can interrupt things, right? And just, she's 95 years young. We can take a minute for our elders. A living legend. I hope that there will be another occasion where people will get a chance to just, touch and press the flesh and so forth, but we're just delighted that she would just take the time to be with us and to give us her heartfelt concerns. This is Mommy. This is our mother who is watching and observing and has deep concerns about the nature of our families, the nature of our communities, and the crisis in our community in relationship to black men and the incarceration rates and things of that nature. Well, now I will introduce again, and I deeply apologize to him for that interruption, but sometimes you have to do what you have to do. And now he has to do what he has to do. Once again, I present John Clark Martineau.
Ron, you don't have to apologize, because trying to figure out how good it would look in my resume when I can write, I was interrupted by Kathleen Denham. And it can even be more interesting if they ask me where, and I say on the boat. Okay, we are going to Haiti. We are going for a reason. We are going to celebrate 200 years of independence of the first black republic in the world. I am going to talk to you about these 200 years of independence. It's not going to take 200 years, but I'm going to give you a resume of this independence, because there are things that you have been hearing, and I would like to explain them to you. The first thing I would like to explain is this. For the past 20 years, every time that in the media they say Haiti, they follow it with the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. This is the only country whose name is associated with poverty. They never say what is the poorest country in Africa, in Asia, or in Europe. No. So in that case, we have become the poorest country in the world because we have gained that championship by default. We have no opposition. Why don't they say that about some other countries? Because they know very well that there are at least 20 countries poorer than Haiti. But they're not going to mention that because the target is Haiti. And why? That's what I'm going to try to explain. The first thing to know is that the revolt, the slave revolt in Haiti, when it succeeded, after 12 years of fighting, I want you to remember that 12 years of fighting from 1791 to 1803. So it's not a fluke, it's not something that happened, just in a spark. It was something that was organized, it was something that had some defeats, some victory, and something that finally won. When the slaves rebelled and took to the mountain on August 1791, the only weapons that they had were the tools of bondage, the machete, the hoes, and things like that that they used as slaves. So that's how they get to the mountain. And what did they have to face? Europeans. And let me give you a little bit of the European culture in that matter. This is a continent specialized in war. They have had war that lasted 100 years. They have developed weapons, from the sword to the atomic bomb, from the musket to the cannon. Military matter is something that they know and they practice. And that's why when they came to this hemisphere, they had a superiority, a military superiority. The Caribs, the Tainos, the Arawaks had no chance. Mr. Columbus found a way to defeat an army of close to 100,000 Tainos with only 500 men. So you can understand that the slaves who rebelled in 1791 have never seen a rifle in their lives. In 12 years, not only they knew how to handle the rifle, but military tactics and strategy, and after 12 years they defeated not only the greatest army of the time, the Napoleonic army, but also the British who came to conquer the colony from Jamaica, and the Spanish who invaded from the east. They beat them all because they had created, they had invented for themselves a type of war adapted to the topography of their land. This type of war developed in the country that was named Saint-Domingue at that time is the same type of war that later on they call guerrilla warfare. Why didn't they give the credit to Haiti? Because Spain, that has the credit, only started modern guerrilla warfare in 1809. In 1809, we have been independent for 6 years. But the name is Spanish and the credit is for the Spaniards. But guerrilla warfare was developed in Haiti by men called Toussaint Louverture, Dessalines, Christophe, Pétion, and so on. Now, on January 1st, 1804, after the Battle of Vertières, a battle where the city of Cap-Haïtien fell to the indigenous army, we proclaimed our independence, and you can imagine how the slave masters felt in all this hemisphere. These turbulent, rebellious Negroes are going to spoil our happiness. So what to do against them? They could not attack Haiti because the Europeans were so busy fighting the Napoleonic Wars, and the United States was not strong enough to do it. Remember, it was not 50 states then, it was 13 colonies. The Haitian army could not be beaten on its land because on top of that, they had created so many fortifications to defend the country in case of a return from the French that it was not possible. So I don't know if they get together and say, that's what we are going to do, but the result is the same. The decision was made to quarantine that rebellious nation. And they tried to ignore it as it didn't exist. They did some commerce with it because it was a very rich nation. They did some commerce with it, but officially it didn't exist. Now, when I was growing up, I was always asking myself, how come we didn't do anything after independence? And I started being a little bit ashamed of being Haitian. And then I decided to search, to study, to find out exactly what happened. Because there are two things that you can draw as conclusion. Either we are an inferior race, or there is something else going on. I am convinced, 1825, the Bourbon, the royal family of France, had returned to power after the fall of Napoleon, and the king in power was Charles X. He was the brother of the one they beheaded. He was an ultra and started working to erase every social advance that the French Revolution had made. So he started voting money to repay the nobility that had been dispossessed of their land or castle and everything. So the president of that time in Haiti, Boyer, realized that sooner or later this guy was going to come to him. And then he started some kind of a negotiation with France. And France said, if you want me to recognize your independence, you have to pay the former colonists, you have to restitute some money to them, and the amount was 150 million gold francs. Boyer accepted to pay that, and we became the only country that won its independence on the battlefield and had to pay for it on top of that. Now, Boyer couldn't pay that at once. He had to mortgage it in such a way that we spent a century paying that money. That in the money of today would be about $20 billion. What was the result of that? Haiti has never been able to accumulate enough capital to have a good start. And this was the first example of a classic neo-colony. We had the right to have a president, we had the right to have a parliament, we had our own flag, but everything that we made was sent to France as payment. So, this is the second thing. And now in Haiti, war started between all the faction of the elite, the mulatto elite, the black elite, and they were fighting for power. I was always asking myself, how stupid can you get? You have a small country like that, sometimes they divide it into two, into three, and everything like that. Until I discovered that there was money, foreign money financing every single faction. And on top of that, there are some countries that were financing many different warring factions. So that I don't say that the Haitians didn't have their mistakes in there. But the fact is, it was encouraged, it was financed in many, many ways. And let me give you a few little examples. For instance, one of the best managers we had as a president was Lysius Félicité Salomon. He was president in the 1870s and 1880s. This guy managed our finance so well that the Haitian good was equal to the American dollar. I had one, but they stole it, so I cannot show it to you. It's a coin about this size, and it's written on it 25 grams of silver. Now, there was a rebellion against Solomon, a rebellion by the mulattoes. He kicked them out of the country, and they returned. When they were returning, because they were in exile in Jamaica, they came on two boats. One that was an English boat carrying their weapon, and one, an American boat carrying them. They came back to Haiti, landed in a place called Miragouane. They were cornered there by Solomon's army, destroyed them. But in the meantime, the partisans of Solomon destroyed the possession of these people, reducing to zero all the work that Solomon had done. We have example during this turbulent century where we had a permanent civil war financed by foreigners. The commerciants, the merchants living in Haiti were bringing demands to be reimbursed for things that they have lost. As a matter of fact, at a certain time there were at least 1,000 of these demands. And I'm going to give you one or two examples. A boat captain called Antonio Pelletier in 1861 was arrested in Haiti and put in jail. Why? Because he was a slave captain. He was going to the shore of Haiti, grabbing people to go sell them into slavery. He was arrested and condemned. Strangely, he escaped. And about 17 years later, he came back with Mr. Langston, American consul in Haiti, to demand reparation for the sum of $2,500,000. The government at that time ignored him, like it ignored many, many other demands. But in 1915, when the Americans occupied Haiti, they forced the government that they installed there to borrow $40 million from American banks, and with these $40 million, they paid all these stupid demands. Some of them made 70 or 80 years prior to that. Every time, even later, in 1949, we had a government and the president was estimated. We celebrate the 200th anniversary of Port-au-Prince. Port-au-Prince received a facelift. The city became beautiful, and Estimate created what we are doing now, modern tourism in the Caribbean. Haiti was the first and for many years the only destination of boats. 3 years in power and he was gone. Then came Duvalier years later. Estimé couldn't stay in power for his term, but Duvalier was president for life. When he died, his son, who was 19, became president for life. I'm crazy about this great country talking about democracy. Now, this is a guy who inherited the presidency at 19, and 1 week later, all the great democracies in the world had recognized its government. We have spent years, 14 years, without any election in the parliament. The parliamentarians were as eternal as the president. No problem from the United States or France, England, and all these great democracies. No problem. They never demanded Duvalier, father or son, to have election. And the government of Jean-Claude Duvalier received more help, financial aid from the United States than all the Haitian government combined from independence to the time of Jean-Claude Duvalier. If you tell me you are encouraging democracy, you have to take lessons on what it means. You're not going to fool me by telling me that you are democratic when you are running a chain of dictators all over the world. Now, let's talk about the situation right now. You know that there are some people who say they're not going to go on the ship. They don't want people to think that they are supporting this, supporting that. We're not supporting anybody. We are going to honor what was done 200 years ago. We are going to be working against that quarantine because we want people all over the world to know what we have done in Haiti. When I say we, that's exactly what I mean. All the leaders were not from Haiti. We were going to visit the citadel. It was built by King Christopher, who was born in Grenada. The first guy who raised the banner of revolt was Bookman. He was Jamaican. So it's a unity that was created to break the chain where it was weak. And we all participated in it. So you're not going to honor my country or my history. You are going to honor your race and your history. How come it is so easy to enter between the groups in Haiti and create so much problem? Because in Haiti, and I'm saying that for those who have fought so much to help the South African break apartheid, in Haiti we have an apartheid system. It doesn't run along the color line, but it is there. It is there. There are people in Haiti who have no right whatsoever. No right of, drinking water, or hospital, or school, or right to do anything. These people, you can find their corpse in the street and nobody asks who they are and who killed them. These people are exactly the people that have made our history what it is. They were the soldiers of 1804. They were the soldiers who fought the American occupation. They were the soldiers who marched all around the United States to force the United States to reinstall the elected president in Haiti. But they have no right. A lot of people say that Aristide did a lot of bad things. So is George Bush. And so is every single president in every single country. The problem is, he was not kicked out of office for what he did wrong, but for what he did right. He did a lot of things wrong. When I see him, if I see him, I'll tell him. But when he asked France to reimburse us the money, that was right. One of the reasons is that when he reestablished contact and relation with Cuba, he did right. He was prepared. And when he supported the right of free speech in Haiti, he did right. So he was prepared for what he did right, not what he did wrong. And what he did wrong, that my affair with him. Now, if we look at only the contact with Cuba, I had the privilege of being in the delegation that went with President Preval to Cuba. I was on the table where the two presidents, Fidel Castro and Preval, were talking. And Castro told him, I could send you teachers, but you know these intellectuals are going to talk and talk and talk. The best thing is to tell you to send you doctors. The only thing that the guy had to say, it hurts me here, it hurts me here. It's easier, so I'm going to send you doctors. And then Preval said, how many can you send me? He said, I can send you a class. I said, well, a class of doctors? That means a whole promotion? He said, yes. I said, how many? He said, about 2,000. That means he produces 2,000 doctors a year in his country. And Preval asked him, don't you think that sometimes you may have too many? He said, never. I want a doctor in every kindergarten. I want in every union, trade union. I want them everywhere. And the thing that really, really amazed me, we went to Camagüey, and the Haitian community in Camagüey, that is quite large, came to receive the Haitian president. They were in a room about the size of the middle section here, about 500 people, and they were talking about going to Haiti and help. And Preval said, I have enough people. What I want is, I want professionals. I want doctors, for instance. How many of you are working in a hospital as medical technicians? 1/3 of the room stood up. And they were all from Haitian origin. Okay? And I say that it was a good move to allow Haiti and Cuba to renew relationship. And the help that we have received from Cuba is the most generous that we have ever received in our history. Not only they send the doctors, they send fishermen. They signed a contract with the Haitian government on January 21st. On February 10, there were 4 modern boats in our shore to teach our fishermen how to fish. And they send us little fish to soar in our lakes, ponds, and rivers. You know how many? 37 million. Okay? And I say that this is the most generous help we have ever received. And if somebody condemns a government of Haiti of doing that, I will stand against you. Now, I think that I have talked enough, and many of you would like to hear the music. And I'm going to start the music, not by singing, but by reciting a poem to you. You know about the Haitian boat people, the people who have come to the United States looking for a better life. Some of them were kicked back, some of them were put in jail, but some have escaped anyway. And I'm going to tell you a poem that is called Freedom Bound, and the subtitle would be The Haitian Boat People. Freedom, here I come. Raise your lamp beside the golden door. Welcome my hopes and my dreams ashore. It's for you that I forsake my home. Freedom, oh freedom, since I have never seen you before, I don't really know what to look for, but ready or not, here I come. I set my sail across the dawn to take me away from my fears. I turn my face toward the morning sun so the sunshine can dry up my tears. There'll be nothing to hold me down in my traveling freedom bound. I'll cross the borders of many nations and burn holes in the four horizons. Freedom, oh freedom, we're so thirsty for you where I'm from, that one day I'll take you by the hand and invite you to dwell in my land. But everybody agrees, it seems, to keep me away from their doors. And when I manage to make it ashore, I have no time to unpack my dreams. I work the cane fields, and I swear I have found no sugar in there. Although I came begging for liberty, I am jailed in the land of the free. Freedom, oh freedom, now I know I can't call you my own till the day I build you with my hand in the color and shape of my land.
Well, how powerful. Let's another round of applause for Jean-Claude Marginalized. And now we are ready for Haiti Shari, and put together by this extraordinary, I call him the maestro. He's come to be my brother, my friend. He's two powerful productions at Carnegie Hall last year that were absolutely unbelievable. We have an announcement that there are apparently two folks who have children in daycare, and if they are a part of our group, you need to go claim your children. Anyway, as I was about to say, some of you remember the very powerful programs, the rhythms, the dances, the gods that Jean-Pierre produced. Extraordinary program. And then the last one, if I recall correctly, was Happy Birthday Haiti, that was at Carnegie Hall. Again, an extraordinary producer, and he has put together an extraordinary performance for this evening. Not really a performance, a celebration, if you will. We would like to welcome to the roster now to introduce the performance for this evening, Jean-Pierre.
Comment nous y là? Aïe, comment nous y là? Aïe, qui j'en nous y là? Aïe, comment nous y là? Aïe, qui j'en nous y là? Comment nous y là? Oui, qui j'en nous y là? Comment nous y là? Adieu, comment nous y là? Qui j'en nous y là? Assis de la route de l'obéissito. 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 Adieu, comment nous y là? Comment nous y là? Oui, qui je nous y là? Assis de la route de l'obéissito. 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 Aïe, comment nous y là? Comment nous y là?
j'ai fait le fois le tour du monde. J'ai vu les glaciers de Manhattan. J'ai vu Québec et Terre des Hommes. J'ai vu le soleil de minuit. J'ai vu la fontana de Jérémie. Et j'ai vécu les nuits tropicales. J'ai beaucoup aimé la Belgique et les corridas de Barcelona. Haïti, c'est toi que je préfère. C'est toi qui me sorcière. C'est toi qui es la plus belle. Avec tes ombres voluptueux, avec ton ciel assoleillé, Haïti, 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 je t'aime. J'ai vu les blancs sous les mains, j'ai vu les beaux parisiens. Au Japon, j'ai connu les rêves. Et j'ai cru le son de l'Orient. Et j'ai voulu voir toute la chambre. Et j'ai vu toucher le sol d'Afrique. J'ai vu le village du Sahara. Et j'ai procédé les terres lointaines. Haïti, c'est toi que je préfère. C'est toi qui m'ensorcelle. C'est toi qui es la plus belle. Avec l'esprit de tes poètes et le courage de tes aïeux, Haïti, 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 je t'aime.
malheureux, la ville tout le monde m'a suivi tout côté. Soleil pour quand même lever, problème qui même dans coller, lycée, lever, ville, monter, coucher. Y'a une pendant même pas milliers, y'a pas compte qu'il est qui joue, y'a privé. Sacré devant toujours accordé, maintenant ma chouette. Y'a demandé qu'il est soleil, la plaie. Là où on dit pour le pied jaune, on dans la boule l'hôpital, c'est pas pour malade, lier ça. Certainement qui ont fait il ont sorti pour dévorer. Bon Dieu fait partie 4-4 plier ça. Portrait pour moi malade, li couché, bouche li blême, génie sans les filles fermées. Zami prévoit aller chercher zami loin. Y'a péré, y'a demandé qu'il est soleil la plève. La vie tout nous m'a suivi tout côté. Soleil pour qu'on même lever, problème que même dans coller, lycée lever, pile monter coucher. Y'a rien qui prend l'homme par milliers. Y'a pas comme qu'il est qui joue, y'a privé. Sacré devant Dieu toujours accordé, mais non ma chouette. Y'a demandé qu'il est soleil la clé.